Well, good evening everyone, it's Dave here from the iReady podcast giving you my post-match reaction to the match which has just finished at Ibrox, where once again we fail to build on our European exploits and we have dropped another 2 points as the game has just finished. Rangers 1, Dundee 1. I'll get into the game in a second. The team that Russell Martin put out for this one was an unchanged 11 from that fantastic result midweek against Victoria Pilsen. Butland in goal with a back four of Aarons, Giga, Suter and Jefte. In midfield, Rothwell, Diomande and Cameron, and up front Gassama, Antman and Dessers. On the bench, Kelly, Tavernier, Cortez, Barron, Dowell, Fernandez, Raskin and Danilo. But first 15 minutes, nothing from Rangers. Plenty of the ball. We've seen it time and time again, passing it about. We seem to just get the ball. It goes to Rothwell. He passes it sideways, back to Rothwell, passes it backwards, back to Rothwell, sideways again. It's just really repetitive stuff, making it really easy for Dundee. Let's be perfectly honest here. There was no probing play by Rangers. It was just keep a hold of the ball, and we've seen it time and time again. 15 minutes, the ball up to Gassama. Great through ball by Jefte into the box. He looks up, but instead of shooting, Gassama lays it off for Dessers, who's tackled quickly. Really should have shot first time there. I don't know if he didn't realise how much time he had or whatever, but, a wasted opportunity. 18th minute, shot by Rothwell on the edge of the box, it's well wide. 20th minute, ball into the box on the left by Cameron. It falls to Diomande in the edge of the box. He tries to volley it, but well over the bar. Not even close to the goal there. 25th minute, Antman down the right, cuts inside, plays the pass across to Gassama. He tries the first time shot, but again, high and wide. 30th minute though, that was the start of it. Dundee almost score out of absolutely nothing. Dundee break for the first time upfield. They win a corner. The corner breaks for one of their players on the penalty spot. A great block by Antman. He was about to fire that ball into the back of the net. It's up in the air and there's a header at the back post with the Dundee player. It comes off the inside of the post, thankfully in the hands of Jack Butland. 34th minute, Dundee again, a header off the post from a free kick. It was well offside, thankfully still 0-0. 42nd minute, shout for a penalty, perhaps. A ball half cleared by Dundee to the left wing. Dessers and Antman tussle with the Dundee defender. He reaches out for Antman. I think there was a pull on the shirt there, a slight pull. Antman goes down. He's maybe hopeful more than anything else. The referee let the play go on, so maybe the right decision there. And then the last piece of play in the first half, a minute into stoppage time, Gassama gets to the byline, a cross, and it's headed out to Rothwell. He volleys it at the edge of the box, which charged down and cleared. So again, I keep saying it, we've seen it all before. Rangers with plenty of possession, but really doing nothing. Dundee defending, they had, 10 men behind the ball most of that game, but there was a couple of times that they broke, and when they did break, they looked dangerous, and that's very worrying for us. And something needed to change into the second half. So getting into the second half, there were no changes made. 50th minute, a ball played behind the defence for Gassama. He cuts inside, passes across to Diomande. He shoots low, not enough power, comfortably saved by the Dundee keeper. But 2 minutes later, anytime Dundee get the ball into the Rangers box, we look shaky, and that is where Dundee scored the opening goal from. The ball was played into the Rangers box. That was at the back post. It was headed back to nearer the front post, and there was a looping header by the Dundee player over Butland into the back of the net. Shambolic defending by Rangers, nobody picking up both players. The header played back in, and then the second header to score the goal. Very easy for them, and we could see it coming. Let's be honest, even although we had all the ball, we were doing nothing with it, and Dundee had the better chances to score. 55th minute, Gassama cross in to Cameron. He heads it wide. That's his last touch in the game, because a minute later there's a double sub and it's Cameron and Diomande, who both didn't have great games, you've got to say. Raskin and Dowell on, yes, Kieran Dowell. And then the 59th minute, if things went bad enough, it was even worse, because Rangers are down to 10 men. Dundee Very well played. On the break, their defender starts sprinting. A great through ball. The striker gets in front of Jigga. Now, there's arms flying both ways. He's racing onto the ball. If there was a touch by Jigga, it was the slightest touch possible. But the Dundee striker goes down, and by the letter of the law, if the referee sees the foul, which he did, it's a red card because it was going to be a goal-scoring opportunity. So Jigga is sent off. It was a soft one, but there was touch there, and an uphill struggle even more for Rangers at that point. Manager trying to do something different. Substitutes on the 64th minute. Rothwell and Aarons off. Danilo and Tavernier on. Again, Rothwell seen plenty of the ball, but very repetitive. He gets the ball, passes it backwards, passes it sideways. Aarons didn't do anything for me in this game whatsoever. I didn't see him do anything positive at all in the game. Really poor by him. 70th minute, corner on the left. Suter gets a header, but it's easily saved by the Dundee keeper. Another sub, Jeffy off, Curtis on in the 77th minute. 79th minute, Dundee, they break 2-on-1. A great chance for them to get a shot and goal, but great recovery by Raskin to sprint back, wins the ball. The manager now trying to change things up a bit. The two wingers, Gassama and Ant-Man, they are swapped about, with Ant-Man now on the left, Gassama on the right. And it's Ant-Man on the left. He cuts inside, gets a shot, but it's low, straight at the Dundee keeper, and easily saved by him. So get to the 90th minute. That last 10 minutes, Rangers really doing nothing. Plenty of the ball again, but as I say, no, the final ball just wasn't there. We didn't seem to be getting to the byline enough for me. 90th minute, the referee adds 7 minutes, and as soon as those 7 minutes came up, Rangers get the penalty, and like I just said there, we weren't getting to the byline enough, but Gassama, he gets behind his man, gets to the byline. There is a tangle of legs. Don't get me wrong, Gassama was looking for it, but there was definite contact there. Gassama goes down, referee points to the spot, and James Tavernier steps up 2 minutes into injury time to put the ball past the goalkeeper. Dundee 2 minutes later though, they've got a chance. It's a header from a corner, thankfully just past the post. 95th minute, Ant-Man with a shot. Good work by Gassama, but straight at the goalkeeper again. And then in the 97th minute, we thought for a split second that we had got the winner, because Dessers is played through. He slots the goal past the goalkeeper, runs to celebrate. After looking back, he's well offside. And again, we say these things about Cyril Dessers constantly. He gets caught offside far too easily there. It was offside. There was no need for him to be. If he'd have just hesitated just a second later, he would have still got on the end of that, I think, because the weight of the ball was perfect. He could have taken a stride and then hit the ball from there. He didn't. He was too early. He was well offside, and it was flagged, and the goal was chopped off. And that is how the game finished, guys. Really disappointing again. How many times, but we're starting to predict these things. I had a feeling that he would, the manager would maybe have to change things up a wee bit today, because it was going to be a completely different game from the game that we saw on Wednesday night. We knew that Dundee were going to come and put 10 men behind the ball, and that's how they played for most of this game. But I'm not just saying that Dundee were there hoping for the draw. They had the better of the chances. We didn't. We were very, very predictable at everything we'd done, and Stephen Presley got his tactics right. Yes, I said it, Stephen Presley got his tactics right. So if that's not a worrying statement, I don't know what is. Big changes are required. If both Celtic and Hearts win their games, we are going to be 4 points behind, and we've only played 2 games here, guys. I realise it's only the second game of the season, but no offence to Dundee, these are the games that we really should be going out and completely dominating, scoring a good few goals. It should be an easy win for us, and it's not. We're making things really, really difficult. It was just so pedestrian, and as I say, the Dundee management team knew exactly how we were going to play. The other worrying thing for me was that I thought that we would maybe be getting caught at the back with the ball. That wasn't the case at all. Dundee were happy for us to play the ball out. We just couldn't get the ball forward fast enough. It was really pedestrian. And they just sat back and they let us play, knowing that we weren't going to do anything, and that's exactly what it was. We've been let off at the end there with the penalty, but it's just really, really not good enough. And, you know, if Russell Martin thought things were difficult as it is, I think he could hear the boos at the end there, so it's unacceptable for the amount of money that's been spent on the team. I realise that it's new players, a new system, but guys, we really should be putting teams like Dundee to the sword. We really should be. Anyway, we've got a game coming up on Tuesday, the return game away in the Czech Republic against Victoria Pilsen. We do have a comfortable lead in that game, so we just have to hope, barring any disasters, that Rangers manage to get the job done there and move into the qualifying game. But domestically, this is very poor as early on, but they need to get a grip. They need to do something. Something needs to change very quickly. So we'll leave it at that. Derek and I will be back soon. Try and enjoy the rest of your night, folks. Take care. Bye-bye.